Alvarez versus Danny Jacobs. That's Saturday, May 4th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. And it'll stream live on DAZN, and this is for the unification of the middleweight championship title.
The reason you got a bad reception from the fans is you're wearing wingtips in New York. You're not supposed to do that. Wingtip shoes.
Oh, right, okay, sorry about that.
Anyway, but seriously, Canelo fought Golovkin twice, very close fights, it went to decision. Danny Jacobs fought Golovkin once, went to a decision, very close. You could argue either way.
Agree with that.
It seems likely or reasonable that there's a good chance this fight will go the distance and go to the decision, knowing the caliber of the fighters. But do you think on Cinco de Mayo weekend in Las Vegas that if it's a close fight, and most people think Danny Jacobs won, your fighter, that he can win a close decision in Vegas?
I think we're up against it, and I think we know that. I think it's our quest and priority to make sure that we make people aware of that, and we put the pressure on the commission to accept a suitable panel. I also think sometimes it can work against you, i.e. Canelo, in that everybody's talking about it. Everyone's talking about the Triple G fights, that he got those decisions, and maybe this one is a close one and he doesn't get the decisions. But we realise we're effectively going into enemy territory, and that's part of Danny Jacobs' game plan to make sure that he wins the fight convincingly. And you know what, Eddie? Sometimes you can win the fight and the world knows you won the fight, but you don't get the decision. But the world will know. So we will see.
Now in the heavyweights, a quick question. We know the political situation. AJ is with DAZN in the US, Sky Sports, usually box office in the UK. Tyson Fury just signed his deal, not only with BT Sport box office in the UK, but with ESPN, and Aaron wants to put them on their app, which is ESPN Plus, which is a competitor to DAZN, and ESPN pay-per-view, and DAZN says, forget about it, pay-per-views are past history. And with Deontay Wilder, who knows, but it looks like he's still tied to some degree to Showtime and to Fox through the PBC. How can, from your perspective with Anthony Joshua, how would you be able to make a fight with him being tied to DAZN, specifically in the US, in the UK with Sky Sports, if the other fighter was on?
I'll stop you there, Eddie, because you've confused me. So that shows you how confusing it is. The simple answer is the fight with Wilder and Joshua, I believe, is now very easy to make because Wilder doesn't have an agreement with any broadcaster. I think the Fury fight with ESPN, one thing's for sure, he will box on ESPN. That is the contract. Could we box on another platform? Yes, we could. Do we want to box on DAZN? Absolutely, with Joshua. So anything's possible, but it's also very, very difficult. But I think right now the easiest fight to make is Joshua against Wilder.
If you put Joshua on a pay-per-view in America, we're not talking about the UK, in America, what would the DAZN subscribers think who have been promised?
Because Joshua is on a fight-by-fight deal with DAZN. Now, they also have a first-last matching option on him, which effectively has him locked under their control. They are not a restrictive company who would say, no, Joshua, you cannot fight Deontay Wilder. We are stopping you from doing that. But at the same time, they want Joshua on DAZN. Deontay Wilder doesn't have a broadcaster, doesn't have a network. So I believe that's a fight that could be easy to make. Would Joshua fight Tyson Fury on ESPN pay-per-view? Not ideally. Could he? Yes. Let's see the money, ultimately, because I believe DAZN will pay more than both of those two. But it's very, very difficult, and we've seen disappointment for the fans because Tyson Fury has ducked the Wilder fight.
Now, could you share it like it was done with Mayweather and Pacquiao and years ago with Lewis?
Because how can you do that when the DAZN is $9.99 a month for subscribers and Showtime want $100 for your money? So which platform do you think people are going to buy on? You know, Showtime will look at it and say, well, we can't do that. It's $100 on Showtime. It's $9.99 on DAZN.
What about regular Showtime or free over the air on Fox?
Can't create the money. Can't create the money.
So is it likely any of these are going to happen?
Yes,
given
Wilder Joshua. Wilder Joshua can be made today.
But it's not. Have they said
they have to talk? You know, it's 8, 9, 10 emails, it's phone calls, it's public pleading to talk to them. If they don't want to talk, they don't want to make the fight. If they don't want to talk, they can't want to make the fight. And if they won't make the fight, what can we do? So we're the only heavyweight in that top 3 right now who has a date confirmed, who has tickets on sale, who has a deal in place to be done. So we have to worry about our own business. And right now, June the 1st, Madison Square Garden, Anthony Joshua against Big Baby Miller.
And are you going to see your good friend Shelly Finkel now that you're here in New York?
I've asked for a meeting. I asked for a meeting last week. He said he was out of the country. I asked for a meeting this week, and he hasn't even come back to me. I asked for a meeting this week with myself and John Skipper. They have an obligation to look at opportunities for Deontay Wilder, and they are not doing it.
All right. Well, we hope these get made, but you know, I don't know.
We'll see. It's boxing, Eddie.
And I'm Kristal Hart reporting from New York City. Hope you've enjoyed the show, and thanks for watching.